beauties. Welcome to another episode of The Eden's Jam. My goodness, can you believe it? We are in the last month of the first quarter. March is upon us. We're grateful to be counted among the living. Listen, if you've been coming here every so often and you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. All right. So today, can you do me a favor and let's start off this month right by clicking the subscription button and also hitting the notification button so that whenever we release an episode, you will not miss it. As always, I want us to give a shout out to our production team in the house, Blessed Dream Production and Eyes Have Not Seen. We've actually gone past the year mark last year, and we are into our second year. And they've been faithful. They've been bringing these episodes to you. And so we just want to just give them that heart for me. All right. Anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is the first time that you're coming across this, or the first time you're seeing my face, the first time you're hearing my voice, I am Annette Day, and I love all things that empower women. I also love all things that help us collaborate as men and women, male and female, because the assignment was for the male and the female to take care of God's creation together. So whether you're a beauty here that belongs to the Beauties of Eden community and you are a gem, or you are a male that happens to enjoy our episodes, you're also a gem. And I just want to celebrate you and I want to say thank you for giving us your time. This month, we've themed it Momentum March. Momentum. And so today, we are going to use that concept of momentum to excavate some gems. This month, we want to use momentum. When I went into my prayer and I heard the word momentum march, I was like, what is momentum? I've heard it, kind of have a little bit of an idea around it, but why momentum? Before I could delve into looking exactly what momentum was, this is what the concept that I received. Research usually shows that when we're coming into the new year, we have New Year's resolutions, we set New Year goals, we set New Year, new me, new beginning. But by the end of February, going into March, before we are even able to finish the first quarter of the year, most of us have dropped those goals. It's no longer burning inside us, and it becomes a thing that we already give up. So as I speak to you right now in this month, a lot of us don't even remember what goals we set coming into the new year. And if we do, maybe we wrote it somewhere, so we do, the vim, as they would say in my culture, right? The zeal, the passion with which we're coming into this month with those goals is dwindled, or it's probably gone out of the window completely. That's why we need momentum this month. That's why we need that passion to be stirred up again. That's why we need a reminder to get that zeal going again. And what better thing to get us going than to horn in on the concept of momentum? So, what exactly is momentum, you may be asking? I had to consult the dictionary to find out what momentum is. And momentum actually is a word that was curated from the world of physics. And let me just put this disclaimer out here. I did not like I hated physics, because you have to at least try something to say you hate it. Just me hearing about physics in school, I thought I was not cut up for it. I was not cut out for it. And so I steered very far away from physics. So I'm going to do my best to explain something from a field or an industry that I always avoided. All right. I took bio, I took chemistry, I took calculus, but physics, mm-mm. Just a side note, conversation was happening between my children. You know, I always have to bring personal stories in here. Between my children, my son, my daughter was encouraging him to take physics in the first year of high school. She is currently a junior, meaning she's third year. Those that are not familiar with the American school system, she's in third year of high school, or grade 9, 10, 11. So she's in grade 9, grade 11, sorry. And she's taking physics right now. And she's telling, they're having a conversation a couple of days ago, and she tells her brother, I'm glad you didn't take physics. Physics is hard. Now, you told them. I said, yes, that's why mommy steered away from physics. But here we are. The thing is, there are certain things you can't run away from, right? I tried to run away from it, but here God brought me in. And so, what is the definition of momentum from the field of physics? It is the quantity of motion of a moving body measured as a product of its mass and velocity. What is all those big words? What does it mean? It means that the mass, when they talk about mass, the weight and the velocity, the speed of a particular thing, a product, is what determines the force with which it moves. Okay, that's how I interpret it in my layman's term. That's why I put that disclaimer out there. So you all physics specialists, if that's not how it is, please don't come after me. That's just my understanding when I look at the words. The quality, right? The depth of motion, meaning moving thing. The quantity, not the quality, sorry, the quantity of motion of a moving body measured as a product of its mass and velocity, right? So velocity, speed, mass, weight. And so it's saying that for it, the way a thing moves is dependent on its weight and its speed. The other definition, the second definition is it's an impetus gained by moving an object. The vehicle gained momentum as the road dipped. Okay, so knowing that, it means that momentum has to do with force, a certain force that moves things along. With that now, this week I want us to look at using momentum to excavate my gems. This is the Eden's gem. We believe that we're either very valuable as entities, as human beings, or God has put us here to excavate gems from our community, gems from relationships that we establish, gems from the talents and the giftings that God has put inside us. That is what is the brain behind the Eden's gem. So if that is the case and we're in pursuing to excavate gems, then instead of just sitting back, why not use the concept of momentum to excavate these gems? So what exactly is momentum in a beauty's life or in a Christian's life? Momentum in the Christian's life is about spiritual progress. It's about consistency, and it's about perseverance in faith. So we're going to take these key concepts this month, starting off with this week, to be the force that pushes us to be able to draw wealth, to be able to draw knowledge, to be able to draw revelation, to be able to draw intimacy in the presence of God. In our life this month, we're going to use the concept of spiritual progress. That means I'm not going to be stagnant, because you cannot have momentum and be stagnant. Remember, it's a force that propels you. But in order for you to go that far, or however where you're going to go, remember there are two key words: mass and velocity, right? It means I'm going to carry a certain weight and a certain speed, a speed of light, to get these excavation going. How does this relate to gems? When you You cannot think about mining gems without using the concept of momentum, the principles of momentum, and the physics, the dynamics behind mining has to do with momentum. It has to do with the speed with which the excavating tools have to. If they move too fast at a certain place, the entire area may collapse. If they use a heavy machinery at certain locations, the machines will become too much that instead of getting the gems, they will end up just bringing chaos around. So it has to be a calculation, and that calculation involves momentum. And remember, the Christian life, in order for us to move and be the gems and excavate the gems that we need to be able to bring godly wealth and godly richness and godly values, we need to get on spiritual progress. We need to get on consistency, and we need to get in perseverance of faith. So these are the key things that I'm encouraging us to zero our attention on the beginning of Momentum March. That I'm going to spiritually grow. I'm going to spend time getting to know the Word of God, because the Bible is going to be my excavator, the excavating tool that is going to help me pull out these gems, right? So number one, spiritual progress. Number two, consistency. You see, in mining, when you go in the mining site, they know that they anticipate that there may be gems here, right? There may be diamonds, there may be emeralds, there may be rubies here. But they don't just drill just one time, and then they get it. Because remember, gems are hidden in the crevices of the earth, in the depths of the earth. You have to pass through darkness to get it. That means some of us, as we are building momentum, we need momentum to go past the dark seasons of life. Because without momentum, when the darkness hits and we don't have that powerful tool and we hit that depth of darkness, we're going to back out. That's why there are certain things that miners use. They usually have a light, because they know that before I can get the gem, I'm going to have to go through a dark moment, a dark tunnel, like a dark space, for lack of a better word, right? A dark space, so they bring light. Now, if we as Christians believe that God is light, and that God's light and his presence comes through his word, then we cannot just be dilly-dallying with our spiritual progress. We can't be dilly-dallying with our Bible. We can't be dilly-dallying with going to church on Sunday and closing our Bible. We're going to build momentum through consistently excavating, through consistently digging, and that's consistently doing the things that we know is right to move us closer to that goal. So if that goal is that I want to lose weight, which happens to be on the top priority and top goals of most people, I can't eat one salad. I can't go to the gym just one time, right? I can't just do things sporadically and expect to get there. I'm going to have to use the tool of consistency. And the third thing that we're going to use is that perseverance in faith. You know, a miner goes digging for gems in faith. That's why sometimes you will dig and you find nothing. And sometimes you would have to dig deeper than you thought you were supposed to. It is faith that makes a miner goes out to look for gems to begin with. And perseverance in faith is what is going to keep us going. That I stepped on the scale this week and I didn't see that I've lost anything. It's perseverance of faith that if I keep going, maybe next week, maybe next month, I'm going to step on the scale and the weight would have fallen off. Because the weight did not come overnight, and it's not going to go overnight. The business is not going to bloom overnight. It takes perseverance of faith. And we need to use those key momentum tools if we are going to excavate some valuable gems in 2025. I hope this blesses you. I hope you sit down to take notes. I hope you sit down to reflect. I hope you sit down to apply some of these, whatever word that you heard that resonated with your spirit, that you and I are not just going to be hearers of the word, but we're going to apply it. Until then, I'll see you in the next episode. God bless you.